Yes guys, welcome back to FC25 tutorial. In FC25, build up from your goal towards the final third is very hard. Especially when you're stuck with FC24 mindset, FC25 build up is almost the same basic build up mechanics, but different approach. If you want cheap and safe and quick FC25 coins, visit IGGM.com. Use the discount code DRFC for 5% off. Check link in the description. Beginning with passing, in FC25 passing was somehow hardened. In some cases, passing the ball when you're not facing your target, it reduces accuracy and power of the ball, and this can lead to easy interceptions or loss of ball possession. It's somehow a realistic way of approaching this game. So when you're trying to pass the ball, always position your player to an open angle towards the pass receiver. Here the accuracy and power of the ball is on point, and it also makes interceptions somehow challenging. You can also go to settings and change your short passing from assisted to semi. Since the end of FC24 up to now, good players have been using semi-short pass settings. Here the aiming is manual, but power and accuracy is assisted, making your passing game good. Then also avoid forcing the pass when the passing lane is blocked. Always keep your eyes on that selected defender before deciding to pass, because the opponent can manually block that passing lane or his AI defender. It can lead to loss of ball possession if you force the pass. So make sure you always observe the movement of the defender, then pass when you're sure the lane is open, and eliminate this blind passing. Another thing to note when passing in FC25 is to avoid using long animation passes when you're under pressure. Like 1, the driven pass. The reason why this pass is not suitable when building up, especially from your half, is the animation time. It takes long for your player to release the ball. If you're under pressure, it gives time for the opponent's defender to close up the angle quickly and dispossess your player. So when passing using the driven pass, make sure that your ball holder has space around him, and also the pass receiver is also free, because the driven pass the ball tend to be difficult to control, and the opponent can use that moment to take the ball. 2 is the ground through pass. This pass is directed in front of the ball receiver. And when building up, especially in your half, your players always stand still or just move very slow and be waiting for short passes. So when you pass using the through ball, you risk the ball going in empty space or being immediately intercepted by the opponent's pressuring defender. If you want to use a through pass, make sure that your player is running forward or you manually trigger him to move forward. Then third is the lob through pass, similar to the ground one. This pass is also directed into the space, but it's an aerial pass. These passes have longer animations, and they're used when you're no pressure, which means they shouldn't be used when your ball holder is being pressed because the animation takes long. If you want to use an aerial pass, the best option is the lob pass. This pass works when that ground short pass is blocked like here. Using the lob pass, you can beat this block and get the ball to your player, and also use to as a long pass when building up, and still you should make sure you're not pressured in front. Dribbling in FC25 is something hard. It's because of the overpowered AI defending in this game. But this is not the end of your game. You have to adjust to some basics and dribble well. Beginning with safe, no matter the game, the basic way to dribble when building up is to always keep the ball away from the opponent's defender. You do this by keeping your player in between the ball and the opponent's defender. This technique was powerful in past game series. But in FC25, when the defender gets close to your player, he seems to take that ball easily, even if you try to keep your player in between the ball and opponent's player. So to adjust to this and dribble well in FC25, you have to try your best to avoid body contact with the opponent's defenders when building up. Here you're on safe side of keeping possession. So you have to always see where the opponent is trying to apply pressure from and avoid those pressured angles. And the next thing to get note of is to understand that defenders change directions quickly. They recover, and the bad thing is that changing directions when dribbling is very slow in FC25. So don't expect to turn safely and beat that defender like that. Sure, he will recover and apply pressure. Always use the safe turns to create options like space and sprint towards that space or passing option and take that pass. But don't always think that you will dribble all the way from your goal and beat the opponent's defense and score. No, this game is not all about dribbling, so don't over-dribble. Always have a purpose when dribbling, like dribbling to protect the ball, dribbling to open up passing lanes and spaces. There's much to cover in a dribbling topic, and I will keep you guys updated. So points to note when dribbling: dribble safely. Try your best to avoid body contacts with the opponent's defenders. And lastly is to have a purpose when dribbling. Creating movement is the best way to protect the ball and also move forward. For example, using the R1 to call your players short. Most especially your wingers tend to position wide and opponents' fullbacks close them up, so passing the ball towards those forward fullback in these moments, the opponent can easily take the ball away automatically. So to secure the safety of the ball, first call your player short. Aim the left analog towards that player and press R1 button. This player will come short and move away from the opponent's pressure. This reduces the risk of losing the ball immediately or receiving that immediate pressure after receiving the ball. Calling players short helps when escaping the press, because your players will sometimes position themselves at distant positions, so call them back to create an easy short pass option. Sending your players forward with a 1 and 2s passing is the most effective to move forward with your options when building up. 1 and 2's the pass and go. You perform it by pressing both the L1 plus X. Here this player, after releasing the ball, he will run forward. But make sure you're cautious about the players you're sending forward. For example, sending a center back is so unnecessary and risky because when you lose the ball, he not only will be out of position, but he can't even be useful in your build-up when you gain ground. So the best options to send forward is the fullbacks, wingers, and strikers maybe. Using wings when building up is the way of getting forward in FC25. If you try to get forward through the middle area of the pitch, you will face maximum pressure from the opponent's defenders, which is high risk of losing the ball. So to keep the ball on the safer side, always go for the wing build-up. Here you can easily form patterns and play a little bit much faster. You can only go for the central build-up when it's a counter-attack, because here you will have spaces, which means you will face less pressure. So talking about patterns, in our next coming video, we're going to look at the attacking patterns you can use in FC25 and build up much easier and quick, and I'm very sure you shouldn't miss out on that. So if you liked the video, hit the like button. Thanks for watching.
Nicely played. What can they do with this now? The crowd urging him to shoot. It's in! That gives them the lead.